Welcome to episode 6 of the Thinking Behind Reality podcast, The Observer Problem. For most of history, reality was assumed to exist independently of us. The universe was out there. We were in here, observers looking in. But modern science has made that boundary harder to defend. At first, the idea seems simple. We observe reality. We measure it. We describe what we find. But in some cases, the act of observing changes what is observed, and that changes everything. In everyday life, observation feels passive. Looking at a table doesn't alter the table. Watching a clock doesn't change how time passes. But at fundamental scales, observation is not neutral. To observe something is to interact with it. In physics, measurement requires exchange. Energy, momentum, information, something must pass between observer and system. That interaction doesn't just reveal reality, it helps define it. This is what makes the observer problem so unsettling. At the smaller scales, systems don't behave as though they have fixed properties waiting to be uncovered. Instead, they exist in a range of possibilities until measurement occurs. Observation doesn't merely discover an outcome, it selects one. This doesn't mean consciousness magically creates reality, it means interaction matters. The observer is part of the system being observed. This idea challenges our intuition. We like to imagine reality as complete and independent, with observation acting like a spotlight revealing what's already there. But science suggests a different picture. Reality is not fully defined until relationships are established. Measurement is one of those relationships. Seen this way, the observer problem isn't about humans being special, it's about participation. Every act of observation is an act of involvement. Every measurement becomes part of reality's unfolding structure. This perspective also reshapes objectivity. Objectivity doesn't mean removing the observer. It means understanding how observation influences outcomes and accounting for it. When scientific thinking confronts the observer problem, it teaches humility. It reminds us that our descriptions of reality are inseparable from the methods we use to describe it. What we see depends on how we look. This doesn't make reality subjective. It makes it relational. Reality emerges from interactions, not from isolated things existing in isolation. Once we accept this, a deeper question appears. If reality depends on relationships, and observation is one of them, what role does uncertainty play? Why can't we predict outcomes with absolute certainty, even in principle? That question leads us to probability. This is the thinking behind reality. I am happy you are here.